everyone, I'm Stephen Kalayjian, and welcome to Back to the Futures. This Thursday afternoon here, I got to tell you, it's like watching paint dry. But again, we got the Dow up about 370, and the S&P's up 16, the Nasdaq's down 39. Avago, Nvidia, and a couple of tech names here. Apple reversed to sell now here. Bitcoin was down about 2,700 points, and now it's actually up 1,700 points. Big reversal there. Caught the low below the 102,800 level. What I want to show you here today, when the S&Ps were trading the 13 level, I said to my community, I said, listen, guys, don't get so bearish here. Do not get so bearish here. I had deep oversold conditions here. If you look here on the bigger time frames, on the 30-minute time frame and on the 60-minute time frame. All right. So I said, be careful here. Being short, I'd be actually looking to go long here. I would be looking to go long, and that's exactly what happened. The S&Ps ran north of 25 handles off the low there. Again, this is just pure basic technical studies. The one thing I want to show you, okay, is look at the numbers on the right here, if you can, right here. Okay, if you look at the numbers on the right, you can see the 30-minute time frame. The last sale right now is 608.15, and in order for the 30-minute time frame to get a sell reversal, it would be 604.52 on my work. If you look at the 60-minute time frame, okay, if you look at the 60-minute time frame, let's see here. I'm looking at if you look on the 60-minute time frame, the number price is 602.40. So right now, the S&Ps, if you take the math, are 60 points away from a sell reversal on the 60-minute time frame. Okay, so that means that the S&P futures, okay, would need to be 38.22, would be like 50, 60, 78 would get the sell reversal. It's really unbelievable, to be honest with you. And if you look here, we have a gap here. We have a gap here, we have a gap here, and we have a gap here. One gap, two gap, three gap, four gaps here. And this is the pullback that I was talking about this morning to everybody in my community. And I said I would be looking to not be short the market. We had the 60-minute time frames. Look at the big buying pressure on the 60-minute time frames here. And I'd be looking to buy the pullback here. That's exactly what happened. To me, this is unsustainable. I want to show you something here, if I can just get this chart up, right? So we got the buy signal. Okay, we got the buy signal on the where am I doing this? Yes, the 1 hour. Let me just switch to the daily. Sorry, the 1 day. I mean, this is parabolic here, right? This is beyond parabolic. Okay, we went from 58.09 on the S&Ps to 61.38. So 61.38 minus 58.09, we rallied 329 points on the S&P in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 days. In 8 days, we've rallied 329 points on the S&P futures. It's absolutely insane. Okay, absolutely insane. And so when you see something like that, okay, when you see something like that, all right, and now you can see the big, look at the gap, one gap, two gap, three gap, four gaps. Now I don't think we're gonna get a pullback down there. However, look at the MACD positive from below the pivot here, right? The algorithm reversing to buy. So what I'm expecting, okay, is this, of some type of a pullback in the next 3 to 5 days here, coming close, probably fill this gap. I doubt it will fill that gap. and then get some type of a pullback, get the oscillator to come in a little deep, little oversold condition, and then it's going to go like this, bada bing, bada boop to new highs. That's exactly what I'm looking at right here. Okay, that's what I'm looking at right there. All right, beautiful, beautiful patterns, and I think this pattern. Okay, you can see I had this low here, and I'm documented, so it's in recording on another site. I said this is a huge bear flag, caught this low, another bear flag, and then made a new low. And then once these MACDs went below the pivot, I knew that the market was going to rip up to the upside. A big move up there. And again, what's really important, okay, what's really important is the understanding that when you're trading the markets, okay, that when you're looking at the markets, you want to be able to look at the multiple time frames, okay? That's important, obviously, right? And what you want is the ability to read the market using the multiple time frames. Now, in this situation here, okay, in this situation here, okay, let's look at this here. In this situation here, what you want, okay, is the ability to see how way overextended we are. If you look at the spiders in the green number right here, 12.8, that means we're 120 points on the spiders, 12 points, okay, from touching the 10-bar weighted moving average. Now, the standard deviation on that is 50, okay? The standard deviation is 50 on that, okay? So it's not something that I would say that is really you think is overextended. And you know what I like to see, okay? What I like to see is get the MACDs to cross from below the pivot line on both the 60 and the 30. Okay, maybe they go negative and then reset, make a higher low here, make this pattern reach a higher low, pull in, okay, make a higher low, and then pull up, push up. Eventually, these gaps will get filled. You see this gap here? This gap got filled, okay? All right? Eventually, this gap will get filled. This gap will get filled. I don't think this gap will get filled this time down. I do believe this one and maybe this one, okay? I do think we'll drop, 100 handles is nothing after you rally 329. So that's really not a lot, if you ask me, right? Again, what's important here, okay? What's important here is the just waiting patiently. But I got to tell you, what's really uncharacteristic, and I've been doing this so long, is in January to really have this type of lack of volume on a Thursday. I just never seen it, okay? It's just really, Meta's making new highs, NVIDIA's pushing up here now, NVIDIA. But it's just, it's just not the norm, if you ask me. It's just not the norm for the volume to be, this low here. And it really is something to be said about it, and you just shake your head. I mean, I think we're beyond very light volume here, beyond very light volume here. But we got to just take it for what it's worth. There were some great patterns this morning. Okay, there were some great patterns this morning, but overall, what we want to be able to do is to what we want to be able to do now is you're looking at the bigger time frames, the 30-minute and the 60. We're getting deeply overbought here. So let's just see if we get some type of a pullback here on the S&Ps here. Let's see if we get a pullback of 4 handles here or so. Again, very, very quiet here. Bitcoin, I'm going to show you a great pattern in Bitcoin for those of you who are trading Bitcoin futures. Let me just switch this over here to a 30-minute here. That's not it. Let's look at the 30-minute here on Bitcoin. I want to show you Bitcoin here. Okay. So today, if you look here, this is the 1 hour time period. Okay. Wait, that's the S&P. Billy, can you bring up Bitcoin for me? Bitcoin. Let me just show you Bitcoin here. Okay, thank you. You can see here when the 60-minute time frame reversed to buy, beautiful pattern if you're trading the Bitcoin futures. The 60-minute time frame correlated with the 30-minute right here. And you see this pullback right here? I'm going to show you this. So when the 60 correlated with the 30-minute, and then you buy the pullback here, look at the deep oversold condition. This is the first one right here. Look at the low here. The low here was 102,600 and maybe 500. And then look what it did. It rallied almost 3,000 points. Then you got another oversold condition on the 30-minute right here, made a higher low below the 104,000. Then it ripped all the way up here to about 2,000 points more. So again, what's important here, okay, what's important here is the ability to understand that when you're trading the markets, you need to look at multiple time frames. So in Bitcoin, if you're trading the Bitcoin futures, the 30 and the 60-minute time frames reverse to buy with the MACDs from below the pivot. And then what you want to do is you see the 60 correlating with the 30, you buy the pullback on the 15s, and bada bing, bada boop, they were absolutely beautiful. Beautiful Picasso, absolutely great long patterns, really great. You got to really say to yourself, you know, when you see patterns like that, especially that 60-minute time frame right here, and you see the 60-minute reversing to buy here, okay, you can see the MACD beautiful, the ADX is off, you got some decent buying pressure. It correlates with the 30-minute, and then guess what? It was a beautiful pattern. Beautiful pattern here. What else? Okay. S&Ps just dropped. Nice sell divergences here. Again, you're getting overbought. Let me just go over back to the spiders here, right? You're getting overbought on the spiders. Overbought. Look at that. Overbought into the negative MACD. Now the MACDs are negative on the 30 and 60-minute time frame. Since we had this big push up. So now you're getting a push up into the negative MACDs, okay? So, and you're overbought. So that's a monster. So you can have a trend with a sell divergence. So that's exactly what you have here. You have a sell divergence, a trend with a sell divergence. So again, what we're waiting for is to see if this market's going to eventually roll over. Remember, just in order to get the 60-minute time frame to reverse the sell, you need to take out the 602.40 level. And where you do the math, right? Where are we? 608, just say 608 minus 602.40 is 568. That's 56 handles on the S&P from reversing to sell. Okay, so we have some work here to do. It's going to take some time, but again, you know, it's all predicated on being patient and understanding that we need to really be cognizant of the trading and understanding that you got to use multiple time frames, and the multiple time frames are how I get my 5 conditions: a trend, a buy reversal, a sell reversal, a correlation, and a disconnect. Of the 5 conditions, each condition based upon using indicators 4 on the 15, 30, and hourly gives you the ability to have 2 conditions, a buy and a sell divergence. So 5 conditions, 10 strategies. Okay. All right. S&P futures should get maybe one more push up here. The SPXLs reversed here. What else is going on here? All right. Let's see if they get a push down here. Really nothing going on. Okay. Very, very quiet here. I'm really miffed at the lack of volatility here. I really am. I'm beyond not comprehending this in any capacity. Not sure why the volume is as low as it is. I mean, literally, like I'm looking at AMD, and AMD is like in a 40-cent range. Avago's been in like a 50-cent, 60-cent range. Meta is the only thing really moving here. Meta rallied about $2 on that pattern. Apple's not even moving. Microsoft just moved maybe about $1 in the last, I don't know, since 12:30. So very, very quiet. You know, again, when you see the daily going parabolic, 329 points, I think it's time to take money off the table. Look to buy them back at a lower price. That's how I operate. And I like to be able to look at the markets in a way that gives you the best ability to get involved here. What's important is that a lot of people don't understand that when you're trading with using the continuous contracts, you need to look at the underlying ETFs. Okay, and that's really, really important. That's really, really important. Okay. And you know, the characteristics of the markets are, in my 10 years of doing this, of 10 years of building my software, that patterns tend to repeat themselves. If you look here, just looking at the 30-minute time frame on the spiders, I'll show you here. You can see, again, this is a monster bear flag, if you ask me. Okay, you got the oversold condition. Now you got the MACD's negative here. You're getting overbought on the 60 and the 30 into the negative MACDs. I think it's just time for the market to say goodnight, Irene. I'm not bearish on the market. I'm just bearish for the next, I'm just bearish on the market for the next, I'm just bearish on the market for like the next 4 to 6 days. Get that daily to work off that overbought condition, pull in, and then look to cover any shorts, and then look for long patterns. I like stocks like Netflix. I like stocks like Oracle. Well, let's start with Triple M, Interactive Broker, IBKR, and then also Netflix. Names that their earnings are out, and we'll wait for patterns to set up, and I think that's exactly the same pattern I'm looking for. Here it went parabolic. I'm looking for a push down to a higher low, and then boom, another push up to new highs. Ultimately, I think this will be a sequence of about 4 or 5, and that will be completed above 6,500, hopefully by the end of April, early May. That's my window for 65.31. Now, where did I get that number from? Well, I've been doing this over 41 years, and I never in my life saw a bad tick in the market on the index futures. Yeah, do I get bad ticks on individual names, on different stocks, mostly on ETFs? So one day I was looking and I saw this big tick up. I said, "Good Lord, I've never seen a bad tick on the S&Ps in my entire life." Right? I get them from the crazy people at the exchanges, and then I actually had to fight with them and say it's a bad tick. And no, it's a good tick. And I said, okay, it's a bad tick. And I created with my team a piece of technology where once the bar completed, I would just go to that bar, click on it, and it would reset. Because when you have a bad tick like that, what happens is you then have all the math is ruined here. S&Ps, I probably look to take one last long here, 29 to 34 here on the S&Ps. And so when you fix the tick, all the indicators get fixed at the same time, right? So that's that. That's yeah. So that's something to be cognizant of. One of the things I wanted to tell you, okay, one of the things I wanted to tell you is about using stop orders, right? A lot of people have asked me about using stop orders. The difference between a stop limit and a stop market is night and day. Night and day. I'm just telling you, night and day. Okay. And what people need to remember and understand is that if you're in a fast market and you have a stop limit, let's say you're long the S&Ps at 34, and that you have a stop order at 32, and all of a sudden your stop limit, the market goes like this, right through your limit. Well, it's a limit. It becomes, if it's a slow day like today and it just touches, you may get filled, right? But there goes the S&Ps right back up here. But here's the thing: if it's a fast market and it blows right through your limit, well, then what's going to happen? Your stop sell limit becomes an offer. It becomes an offer. Okay? So it's important that you understand that it becomes a limit order. And a lot of people don't understand that. I've helped so many people this week. Also, during my live stream, it's always really important for people to understand that we look at RTH, real-time hours, right? And real-time hours are from 9:30 to 4. I don't take into account pre-market data, and I don't take into account post-market data. So what's important that you understand is that because the continuous contract on the ETFs, on the futures markets trade nearly 24 hours in a day, when you look at the underlying ETFs, I only look at 9:30 to 4. I only look at 9:30 to 4. Okay. There goes Microsoft pushing right back up. Beautiful pattern on Microsoft. Just ran 2. Beautiful. So that should probably help. That should definitely help the that should help the S&Ps here. That should help the S&Ps here. All right. Okay. Very quiet here. I got to tell you, I'm really dumbfounded. I've been doing this over 41 years. 42 years come this August 1st of 1983 I started. Yeah, so 42 years, a long time doing this, boy. But, I love it. There's no greater joy in my life than to do this. But I also want people to understand and recognize that in doing this, it's the ability to challenge yourself each and every day, to be able to take the knowledge, be able to be consistent. And there's no greater feeling in the world than when you can make money trading the market. Beautiful pattern here in gold. Beautiful pattern. I would look to buy this gold 62, 64 range. But there's no greater joy in the world than outside of your children. I'm talking about in your trading world. But to be able to take money out of the market each and every day, to be consistent. And that to me is really where it's all at. These 30-minute time frames, I'm telling you, when they start rolling over here on the 60-minute, I think the markets have had it. That's just me. I think the markets had it. I'm actually okay. I'm actually going to cancel that there. Yeah, people don't realize that, we're all, like I always tell people, we're all doctors, right? Like who's ever trading, we're all doctors here. Why? Because we're looking at charts, right? We're looking at charts. And when you look at a chart and you say to yourself, okay, well, what am I looking at here on the spiders? Look, what am I looking here? Well, I'm seeing that we're making new highs, right? We're making new highs right here, and the MACDs are non-confirming, and the MACDs are negative, and you're overbought into the negative MACD. So you have two negative divergences here. You have one, you have the MACDs negative above the pivot, the 60-minute chart, 30-minute, and the 60 getting overbought into it. And the MACDs are non-confirming on both the 30 and the 60-minute time frames. I got one thing to say. Look out below. Okay? Look out below. Now, it may not happen right away, but it's going to happen. You know, it's going to happen from what I see. Okay? So I'm not in the camp of being bullish here. Okay? I'm not. Matter of fact, before I came on in my channel, I said look to short the S&P's 36.5 up to 41.5, and they pushed up to 37.5, 38. Okay, I'm not bullish here. I still believe truly that the markets are going lower. Now, again, you know, when you're up like that, parabolic, like I said earlier, I don't think we're going to test that 5809 on the S&P, but I do think we're going to come in. Right? Maybe come in 100. Well, if 60 reverses that, you're probably going to come in 100, 100 and maybe 120, right? Erase that $12 range on the spiders, right? And then what I think is going to happen is you're going to get those MACDs on the 30 and 60-minute time frames to come here to get below my pivot line and then push right back up, okay? And if I can show you this here, let me see if I can just see this here. I don't know how to use this thing here. But let me see if I can go here. I go here. You see the MACDs from below the pivot? That's what I'm looking at. That's what I think is eventually going to happen here. That these time frames are eventually going to push, come in. Again, you're making new highs today. The MACD is non-confirming. You're getting overbought into the negative MACD, so you have two negative divergences. To me, good night, Irene. That's what I think. I think in the next couple of days, I'm looking in the next probably, what's today, Thursday. By next Friday, I'm hoping to get this, that we sell off enough to get the daily oversold into that algorithm reversing to buy, and then another monster leg up. Another monster leg up. I'm really, really surprised at how slow it is right now here. Yeah, you may get another push up here on the S&Ps, but be short-lived here. What else? I'm just blown away at how quiet it is, really. I really am just blown away. If anybody has any questions, you can text me at 914-500-7484. If anybody has any questions, I do hold a live stream each and every day from 9 to 4. And I'm so excited about what my community and growing with my community. It's important to understand the power of trading, to be self-independent. And you have me with over 41 years of experience. You have technology. So again, my 5 key words: consistency, discipline, confidence, patience, and passion. All right, everybody, have a great weekend. God bless. Again, if anybody has any questions, you want to give me a call, 914-500-7484. God bless you, and God bless the United States of America. Take care, everybody. Have a great weekend.
You know how the financial world goes. Here comes the buzzkill. Please make sure to take some time to read this boring disclaimer. We will owe you one.